Hi and welcome to this webinar around stock market near real-time analytics with Microsoft Fabric. So we at CDA Learning Hub, our mission is to provide you with high quality courses, hands-on learning experiences, especially in cloud and data analytics, and through practical real-world projects. So we built the course around hands-on experiences with comprehensive content. We aim to equip aspiring IT professionals like you with the skills, confidence, and then the industry insights that you need to thrive in the rapidly evolving tech landscape. So that's our mission. And a quick introduction about me. So this is Sheikh Mohammed, and I'm a cloud solutions architect and Fabric practitioner. So I have close to 15 plus years of work experience. So as I said, I'm on a mission to help you guys with the real world projects with hands-on experiences. So we're not just going to focus on theoretical content. We focus more on hands-on experiences to help you navigate and build the project end to end. So that's the idea. Okay, let us talk a bit about why stock market near real-time analytics with Fabric, right? So that is a huge market opportunity, right? So businesses generate massive streaming data, and there is a growing demand for real-time analytics now, right? So and in Fabric, so Fabric is the leading platform, as you are aware by now, and Microsoft is providing real-time intelligence capabilities right within Fabric. And if you learn to build real-time analytics pipelines end-to-end Fabric, I would say that would be a game changer. You would get a competitive edge, and you can also showcase, that you have done a POC, especially around stock market, to solve the problems that the analysts face to track the stocks in near real time and derive some insights and look at the patterns and make some actionable insights. So that would be a game changer, and there is a huge market opportunity for you to learn the real-time analytics with the help of this leading platform from Microsoft, which is Microsoft Fabric. So I would say you will go away or walk away with the deployable project in your portfolio end to end. Okay, so let us quickly talk about the key use case overview for stock market near real-time analytics. So as I mentioned, the business value that would be derived out of this POC or use case would be like, you can track the stock trends in near real time, you can automate it end to end, and then you will derive some actionable insights. So you may have invested into a lot of stocks, and you may have a portfolio already in the Indian stock market, and you can in the process learn to build dashboards for your own portfolio and then track your portfolio in near real time, and that will help you to understand the real-time analytics pipeline end to end in Microsoft Fabric, and will also help you to track your portfolio if you have already invested in stocks. So we are covering, we are focusing on TCS stock end to end in the stock market analytics advanced course, and probably you are free to choose the number of stocks that you want to track in your portfolio and then build along through the course, right? So that's the key use case that we are trying to look at in this course. And let us quickly look at the course breakdown and some of the highlights. So let me help you to understand. We are on a journey into 4 different modules. So in the module 1, you would be introduced to near real-time analytics, stock analytics, and the data source API as well. So how are we going to ingest the near real-time stock market data? So we have an API called Alpha Vantage API. So in the course, I've demonstrated how you can ingest the streaming data, the stock market streaming data up to the previous day closing prices into your Eventhouse. So we'll look at some of the capabilities like event stream, Eventhouse. You're completely new to those capabilities in Microsoft Fabric. So those are some of the capabilities provided by Microsoft, especially for the real-time intelligence capabilities. Okay. So in the module 1, we covered a bit about the APIs, the Alpha Vantage API to ingest the stock market data, and the basics of the stock market itself, the OHLC, which is open, high, low, and close. If you're not already aware. So why we need to look at the closing price, and how we can build like a candle-like charts to track your portfolio and derive some actionable insights. And I think why event stream on Eventhouse is ideal. So we covered in detail why we need to go for event stream on Eventhouse than the lake house. So for real-time analytics use case like this one for stock market. That's about module 1. Okay, and in the module 2, we dive deep into the data engineering aspect in Microsoft Fabric. We covered a lot about how we can set up the Fabric environment, how we can activate the trial environment if you haven't already. So I helped you to activate the Fabric trial environment. Okay, so without even having business email address, because that's the key. You cannot activate it with personal email address. So that is a complete guidance to set up the environment first, because as I already mentioned, it is going to be a highly hands-on course comprehensively. So you need to follow along. So you need to set up the Fabric environment even before we start ingesting the data. And in the data ingestion part, how are we going to ingest the data, stock data from the AlphaVantage API into the Eventhouse via event stream capability? So how we have done that programmatically, I'm sharing all of the downloadable resources in the course as well for you to follow along and try and simulate the ingestion as well. And we dive deep into the dimensional modeling part in Eventhouse, because event stream would be our entry point. So I'll quickly show you in Fabric as well. So we'll quickly run through the model and then I'll showcase some of the components that we've built. And we also have the KQL, so covered a bit about the KQL basics if you're completely new to custom query language. So custom query language is a great skill, I would say, if you want to query the real-time data within the Eventhouse. So if you're already familiar with SQL, then I think it's quite easy to learn KQL, I would say, with some practice and hands-on activities. And we covered some data transformation capabilities, how we feature engineered some of the metrics for the stock metrics like the moving averages, daily price change. We calculated how we can derive those using KQL and then persist in the Eventhouse as well. Okay, and we talked about best practices as well. So that's about module 2, which is covered in detail. And then in the module 3, we worked on the integration with Power BI, and then we calculated some of the metrics we talked about right within the semantic model. So I have demonstrated how we can calculate these metrics right within the semantic model using DAX expressions, and also how we can derive those metrics using the KQL script as well. So all those are included in the course for you to learn it in depth. And I think we talked a bit about how you can compare what is the comparison, what is the advantage and disadvantage of pre-computing it or calculating right within the DAX metrics, right? And then we dive deep into building the reports as well as the dashboard to help you to build a nice dashboard to track your portfolio and then derive some insights and actionable insights for your portfolio, right? So that is also covered in module 3. And then finally, in module 4, we talked a lot about the source control part, monitoring capabilities in Fabric, then how we can automate the entire use case end to end, okay, till the dashboard, and then deriving some of the real-time insights. Okay, let me jump on to architecture to give you a glimpse of what we are going to build in this course step by step. Okay, so let me move on. So here I'm showing you the architecture we are going to build in this advanced course. So the data source layer, as I mentioned, would be we would be ingesting the data from AlphaVantage API. So AlphaVantage API provides the real-time stock market data for you to explore it. So it's completely free. You need to generate the API key for yourself and then save it somewhere. And then with the help of that API key, you can make API calls for any stock, even not only in Indian stock market, you can even explore the markets abroad. Okay, so they're providing this capability to make an API call for any stock of your choice and then bring the data. And I think there are many APIs are available. So the one that we have explored here is the daily stock price. Okay, so it will even you can load the history of data as well, or you can make it compact as well with only the last 100 data points as well. Okay, so we have leveraged a lot how we can call that API programmatically and then ingest the data. So the idea here is to bring the previous day closing in price incrementally into the Eventhouse. So our entry point, so we have set up a pipeline and then calling the API programmatically to bring in the stock market data in real time. So every day the job runs to bring in the data, and the event stream would be the entry point. Okay, so Microsoft is providing this real-time intelligence capabilities, so wherein the streaming data at massive scale can be handled by event stream component. That would be our data ingestion layer. So you have different protocols in event stream, like Kafka, Event Hub, and 3 different protocols are provided by Microsoft. But we have leveraged Kafka protocol to set up the Bootstrap server and also the topics that you need to ingest to, so that it will be actively listening to the API call. Right. So that we have covered in detail how we can configure the event stream with the Kafka platform. Especially there are 3 different protocols, but we have leveraged Kafka protocol while we are setting up the event stream for our data ingestion, stock market data ingestion. Okay, and once the I think we are trying to programmatically ingest the data, as I mentioned, into the Eventhouse, and it lands the raw tables for any stock that you're trying to ingest would be stored as the staging table in the Eventhouse itself. Okay. So Eventhouse capability, again, you might have heard about Lakehouse, but Eventhouse is for real-time use case, as I mentioned, with the KQL experience. So you will have the KQL database right within the Eventhouse, and you can write the KQL scripts for your data manipulation, querying your data with KQL, and it scales massively, and it is quite optimized to handle real-time data. Okay, so Lakehouse is more for your historical analysis of your data, right? So for batch processing. But Eventhouse, if your use case is near real-time or real-time analytics, so you can go for these optimized Eventhouse capability provided by Microsoft. That will scale massively for your streaming data. Okay, so the entry point should be event stream, and the destination you need to configure as. So we have covered in detail how you can configure, as I mentioned, the Kafka protocol, and then the destination configuration to be the Eventhouse once you have created it, and a KQL database would be created, and the table that you're going to ingest from the API would be stored as the table in the KQL database. And I think we talked a bit about the OneLake shortcuts as well, how we can leverage OneLake shortcuts to bring in some of the reusable dimensions. And I think if you're new to shortcuts as well, so as I mentioned, we are providing the comprehensive foundational course for free as well. You can, in that we have covered in detail all of the foundational concepts about Fabric, so you can gain good knowledge and then move on to this advanced course. So OneLake shortcuts we have leveraged to bring in some of the dimensions before we build the dimensional semantic model to build a fact table and then load the fact table using KQL scripts. And then the dimensions are already loaded here through shortcuts, as I mentioned. So once the fact and dimension tables are ready, then we have built the semantic model. So the fact and dimension tables would be sitting on top of the KQL database after the transformations. Okay, so then we perform the required joins between the fact and dimension tables, a star schema, and then we build the semantic data model. So the data model we would be building within the Power BI. So we have also covered in detail how we can make that integration between the Eventhouse with the Power BI and then start building your data models in the model view. That is also covered in detail step by step. And once we have the semantic data model ready, then we started building the reports to look at the stock trends, for TCS or any stock, the daily trends, and the candlelight chart. So that I will be showing you shortly. and also the different metrics like the daily price change for any stock, or the 5-day moving average, to eliminate some of the noises as well, right? So, and we built some dashboards to bring all of those tiles together to track the stock in near real time. So that's the whole idea of building this course, to help you navigate some of the interesting capabilities provided by Microsoft, like EventStream, Eventhouse, KQL, Custom Query Language. So this would be a game-changing experience for you to build this use case end to end. Okay, let me quickly show you the notebook that we are using to ingest the historical stock data, the TCS stock data, with the help of this PYSPARK notebook. I'll quickly run through and also show you a sample JSON response from the Alpha Advantage API for you to get some familiarity with that API as well, right? So here I think we are trying to call this API. So at this point, you imagine, I think you have the event stream built with the required Kafka configuration done, and you copied the bootstrap server information and also the topic information somewhere to plug it in this notebook. Okay, so that we have covered extensively in the course, the event stream configuration. But just to show you how we are programmatically calling this API and then pushing the data into the event stream Kafka topic, so that it will be eventually loaded into the Eventhouse. So here I think we are using some JSON library and then request library to make a API call and then store it. So let us quickly have a look at the API key would be your unique key. So I have masked it here. So here you can see the sample JSON response from the Alpha Advantage API. We are passing the symbol as TCS stock from the Bombay Stock Exchange, and the API key I've just masked it. But I think if you execute that API, you can see the information is, so at this point in time, we are getting the response until yesterday's closing price, which is 28th of January 2025. So we can see the open, high, low, close, and the volume information for, by default, it will return the last 100 data points, 100 trading days metrics for you to ingest. So you can see here in our notebook, we are trying to build that time series from the response by calling the get function and passing the time series daily that you can see here. So this is the one that I need to pass, the time series daily, to get the time series data. So we have covered it extensively in the course. So just to give you a glimpse of what's that we are building with respect to the data ingestion, right? So here you can look at the sample response in JSON format from the Alpha Advantage API, okay, with each date. So we're building that time series based on this attribute, time series daily, that you can see here with the help of the get function from the response. Okay, so the JSON data is stored in this response, and then we are building that time series is what we are doing there. And I think we also need to bring in or install the Confluent Kafka for us to be able to kind of push or ingest the data into the Kafka topic. So we need to install pip install Confluent Kafka, and we need to import the producer from Confluent Kafka, so that we can set up the configuration to be able to flush or push the data into the event stream Kafka topic. So here we have that configuration. I've masked the bootstrap server. So once you set up the event stream, you'll be able to configure this with the credentials as well. Okay, so and then we are passing the configuration to the producer from Confluent Kafka, and then we are building our stock payload based on the time series that we have built, right? So the time series that we have just built from the JSON response from the API call. Okay, so we are just iterating through the time series, and we are passing in the date, and the daily data holds in all of the required information. Okay, so I think dot items will get you the date, as we have seen the date, and then the list of metrics. So we are just iterating through those daily data list of metrics that you can see here, the open, high, low, close, and volume, and then we are building that stock payload. And I think in the value, we are passing JSON.dumps, the stock payload that we just built, the dictionary of data, Okay, so that we are trying to iterate through every item in the time series and then building the data and the metrics. So we are using json.dumps to convert the Python object into the JSON formatted string to be able to flush it. In this case, the ingest into the producer as a producer.flush will ingest into the Kafka topic that will eventually be loaded into the Eventhouse. So I think this at a high level, so we have covered it in detail how you can do the event stream configuration and then programmatically call the API to build that stock payload and then push it or ingest into the event stream Kafka topic. Okay, with that, let me quickly show you the stock market Eventhouse capability in Fabric, so that you can see here. So the already built-in Eventhouse will give you a system overview. So it's loading and you can see the live view. So about the storage, what you have in the Eventhouse, and you can see the KQL database right there within the Eventhouse, and you can go inside the KQL database and look at the tables and then the query sets as well. But at the high level, the system overview that you can see, it's running with the Eventhouse storage. And you can look at the storage space as well as the activity and the most queried databases if you have multiple KQL databases that you have here. But in our use case, it's just the single KQL database that we are looking at. And the Eventhouse details, your region and the last ingestion that happened, and Python plugin if any installed, and the activity as well. Okay, so those at a high level, the overview, system overview that you can get in live view. And if you get into the KQL database inside, you should be able to see a detailed activity tracker, in the last trend and the last 7 days, the data that came in or ingested into the Eventhouse. So the data activity tracker will give you a high level overview. So this is also a live view that you can see the overview and the tables, the staging table, okay, the tables that have loaded. Okay, so and you can also look at the data preview here, and under the KQL database you can see the query sets that we have queried the data using KQL to look at the data, and also if you have done any transformation that you can look at it in the query sets. And under the tables right within the KQL database, you can see the fact tables and the staging table, any cleaned up tables, and then the calculated tables. So all of those information that you can see here right within the KQL database under the Eventhouse. And if you have any shortcuts, as I mentioned, if you're plugging in any shortcuts and bringing any dimensional data from any other lakehouse within the same workspace or within the one lake or from any other workspace, that you can see right under the shortcuts capability here. Okay, and the materialized views and other information. Okay. And the monitoring capability will be coming soon, that you can see here. So because Microsoft is actively working on improving the products and different capabilities within the Fabric. So okay, so that's at a high level the Eventhouse, and you can see the database details and other information related to Eventhouse. So let me quickly show you the dashboard that you will build as a part of this course. So you can see here this nice dashboard that we have built as a part of this course. So in this course you will build this such nice dashboard with all of these styles that you can see here. So we have this TCS stock 5-day moving average. In your case, if you bring in more than one stock, you'll be able to see different stocks here in your dashboard, and then derive some actionable insights as well. So here we are looking at 5-day moving average metric that we have calculated using DAX measure in the semantic data model, and we are looking at the daily trend. You can always compare this to see validate the stock that you are looking at in your dashboard. So here you can see the entire pipeline is completely automated. So I can see the last closing data coming in, which is 28th of January 2025. Okay, so you can see you can quickly look at the charts for the stocks of your interest, and then derive some insights and look at the patterns as well. So this is a 5-day moving average, so it eliminates any noise that you can see here. It's nice and smooth to avoid any noises in the data, right? So, and you can see the daily change report, so how volatile the stock is. You can see it is quite volatile, the TCS stock. It was like swinging up and down. So this will give you a good understanding of how volatile the stock is. And here you can see a nice candle-like chart on the right top, wherein you can see a lot of red candles and green candles. So I hope you are aware a bit about what those red candles and green candles are. So green candles are like it opened lower and closed higher, and red candles are like it opened higher and then closed lower. That will give us a good indication. In an ideal stock market world, you would see similar kind of charts, and that will give us a good indication of where are the green candles are and where are the red candles and how it performs. So we can see a lot of green candles in the last few days. We can see quite a lot of red candles, so it was not performing well. And then there was one big green candle, so on that day it performed really well. So it's quite volatile, as we can see here. So this is the data we are seeing back from until yesterday, back in time to August, right? So or July. So the last kind of 6 months of data, the trading days we are looking at, and it's quite volatile. So it was dropping a bit and then trying to recover and then coming back again, and then it was dropping. Okay, so I think around January 10th there were the quarterly results announced for TCS, and you can see a jump around that, and then it was trying to drop again, and then it was trying to recover. So it's quite volatile, that you can clearly see with this daily change report how volatile the stock is on daily basis. So it will give you exactly the change in the closing price from the current day to the previous day. So that kind of daily change report will give you a clear understanding of how volatile the stock is, right? So this chart gives you that exactly. And you will learn much more in this comprehensive course. And this isn't just another course in Fabric. So you will learn to build end-to-end real-time analytics solution with the real-world stock data. So you can pick stock of your choice and then start ingesting the data and process through the pipeline to build some cool dashboards like this. Okay, regarding the pricing, so we are providing the complete bundle just for 10,049. Okay, the entire value of the bundle is close to 25,000. So the value of the stock market near real-time analytics is 14,999, and we are offering you a free foundational course on the platform that will cover the foundational fundamental concepts of Fabric. That is also an end-to-end project with the real-world COVID-19 data, so which is close to 6+ hours of content that you gain access to for lifetime. And even for the stock market near real-time advanced course is also provided to you for lifetime access. Okay, and if you apply this coupon that is valid only for first 10 enrollments for a very limited time, you would get 33% discount coupon if you apply Fabric 2025 during checkout. So that you get the entire bundle for just 10,049. Okay, so which is approximately 10,050 rupees. So nothing, I would say, the value that you're going to get out of this foundational course as well as this advanced course, wherein we explore the real-time intelligence capabilities in Fabric in depth. So I would say 10,050 is nothing. So you'll get lifetime access to the foundational course on the platform. If you're a complete beginner, you can start with that, and then you can move on to the advanced course with the real-time intelligence capabilities that we have leveraged with stock market real data. Okay, so the courses that we build in the future will also be taken with the real-world data, because the whole idea is to provide you with real-world skills to bridge the gap between the theoretical knowledge and the practical application with the concepts that you've learned. I think the whole idea of building these courses is to bridge the gap, as I mentioned. Okay, so you will find the enrollment link in the description. So you can go through the enrollment link and proceed to checkout, and make sure you apply the 33% discount coupon to get the entire bundle for 10,049 INR, right? So what you're going to get is a lot, and you'll get a lot of value out of it, I promise. So I think 10,049 is nothing, I would say. So go through the course, and please let me know in comments and also once you're enrolled in each lesson, you can drop a note so that if you face any challenges in any step, out of the way, so I'll be there to help you. Also, during checkout, after you apply the discount coupon, you can buy the entire bundle for 10,049, and you can use your credit card very well, so that you can, in case if you want to split it into EMIs, you can definitely do that. So the payment gateway supports that for you to use credit card as well and split into EMIs in case if you want to split into EMIs. If you're really serious about learning Fabric and exploring real-time capabilities in Fabric, so I invite you to enroll in this course and get the complete bundle just for 10,049, and let us take your analytical skills to the next level. So thank you so much for watching.